We are constantly surrounded by colour, from the clothing we wear to everyday objects. Bellatoni believes that colour is one of the elements rarely recognised by the audience as manipulating them, therefore making colour an extremely important tool to media institutes, such as filmmakers. The way different directors use colour has a massive impact on the overall mood of the film. Wes Anderson's work is instantly recognisable thanks to his colour-dominated aesthetic. Austerlitz described his technique as exuberant colour tied to sombre themes, creating whiplash juxtaposition for the audience, highlighting the contrast between bright colours and darker storylines. But how do other films use red outside of aesthetic?
You got red on you.
Colours are utilised to bring out emotions within people, red often representing the rawest or most extreme of these, something filmmakers play on by using contrasting connotations within the same film. These associations have been created throughout history due to different cultural and social conditions. Malcolm LeGrice points out, it is not unreasonable to assume a correspondence between redness and heat, whether heat is seen to connote danger or comfort. Interestingly, LeGrice also points out these associations will eventually be altered, because redness and heat are becoming increasingly disassociated through our technologies. We Need to Talk About Kevin opens with a scene which your brain initially scans as being really gory, a subtle hint of things to come. Although the scene holds no danger, we as an audience are trained to feel unsettled at the sight of red. The order of the film is muddled, presenting life before and after an unknown event, later revealed to be a school massacre at the hands of the protagonist's son. Lynne Ramsay uses red to reveal to her audience tension between characters. When almost cornered by one of the parents of her son's multiple victims, Swinton's character hides in the supermarket, framed by a wall of tomato soup, indicating a sense of danger and remorse. Red is also used in this film as an indication of bloodshed. Would this scene have been as effective if the paint were another colour? The Sixth Sense uses red to indicate this subtle danger too. Look at this funeral scene. The father of a girl who seemingly died of an uncontrollable illness watches a VHS tape of his daughter, revealing that her stepmother, the woman in red, was poisoning her all along.
You were keeping her sick.
The audience is given hints that she's dangerous, a bright red danger sign lurking in the background. This is subtle. Would her danger have been more obvious if the camera followed her, if the protagonist were focused on her, maybe if she was dressed more provocatively?
Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress?
Jonathan Crary explains how attention requires we effectively cancel out much of our immediate environment for the sake of isolating or focus on a reduced number of stimuli. When watching this edited scene from Schindler's List, the audience has nothing specific to focus on. When we return the colour to the film, the little girl in red becomes the centre of attention. Putting her in red gives her a visual name and allows the audience to have a living being to cling to in this nameless mass. This effect is also used in the modern film Sin City. Occasional vivid colours draw attention. By highlighting the blood in red, this scene becomes more dramatic and alarming. Red is a strong, captivating colour, making superheroes like these immediately noticeable, also reflecting their strength and righteousness. In contrast, the villains in these films wear darker colours, rendering them less visually noticeable.
We are tonight's entertainment.
Deadpool's status as an anti-hero is betrayed by the off-red colour of his costume, showing his darker side.
You may be wondering why the red suit. Well, that's so bad guys can't see me bleed.
Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey features HAL, an artificial intelligence which operates a spaceship. HAL's appearance is minimal, a simple rectangle with a red glowing light. Red glowing light? Surely a bit of an alarm bell, right? HAL takes over the ship, putting his own agenda ahead of the safety of the crew. If that wasn't enough red to represent its malicious intent, look at this scene of Keir Dulley's character shutting HAL down from the inside towards the end of the film.
My mind is going.
Jump to another part of space, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and Anakin and Obi-Wan are fighting to death surrounded by lava. This scene is intense. The reds from the lava reflect the rage and tension between these two characters. Even the sky is red, there's no escape. Red plays a huge role in the good versus evil aspect of the film. The dark side has red lightsabers to show their insidious intent. Robert Mills said, "Nothing is coincidence. Colours are chosen with specific reasons in mind. This can be highlighted in M. Night Shyamalan's The Sixth Sense. The film follows Cole, a little boy with a big secret.
I see dead people.
The colour red is heavily used as an indication of paranormal involvement. When ghosts open the cupboard doors, all the items inside are red. Cole builds a tent in his room for when he feels afraid, which, surprise, surprise, is red. Here's a birthday party scene. Look at all those balloons which aren't red. Nothing bad can happen here, unless Cole follows that balloon. We as an audience should have known something awful was going to happen as soon as we saw Cole was wearing a bright red jumper. Films often use wardrobe as a way of representing some element of danger. Kevin appears in a red jacket, and we need to talk about Kevin, which indirectly pinpoints him as an evil character, but is also used to influence the audience subliminally. Subtlety is key in this text. Gilby comments, Lynne Ramsay shows only a few drops of blood, an achievement in a story where the pivotal event is a high school slaughter. But red is everywhere: red paint, red clothes, red toys. Putting the antagonist in red defines his character as dangerous. Little Red Riding Hood's red hood doesn't so much reflect herself, rather a sense of foreboding due to the association of the colour red with danger, often used by Disney. In Alice in Wonderland, the key red elements come from the Queen of Hearts. Interestingly, her character is quite ironic. She is named after something with the assumed elements of love and kindness, but in reality is cold-hearted and hated.
How dare you! Off with his head!
A more fitting colour would perhaps be green, due to how Disney tend to have their villains in animations wielding green magic. Red is also associated with destruction in Alice in Wonderland, where a fire destroys life around them. The Jungle Book live adaptation has a similar concept with the red flower. Fire is not mentioned, instead they use visuals and the red concept to highlight the message to the viewer. As Malcolm Lagrice states, vermilion simulates like a flame, which has always fascinated human beings. Red has always acted as the colour we associate with danger due to its connotations of fire. American psychologist Frank H. Manka conducted experiments into colour and emotion associations, exploring the terms participants gave to a range of colours. It was found that 81% of participants connected the colour red with love. The link between the colour red and love is massively used in the romantic film genre. Audiences can also be manipulated by the presumptions of the colour red. Even though we think this is a love story and she is the love interest, in this scene from Submarine, the relationship doesn't work out and Oliver Tate is left pining. Red is a defining theme in Moulin Rouge. Richard Peyton believed that red is, ironically enough, just as symbolic of love and passion as it is of vice and evil. It is used to represent life, as it's an establishment full of people living their lives with wild abandon, and simultaneously death, as it is an establishment full of people on a frantic downward spiral into various unpleasant ends. This shows the complicated meanings that red connotes, and the use of binary opposites makes it more dramatic. This mix of meaning is similar to how it's used in American Beauty. American Beauty follows Lester Burnham as he goes through his midlife crisis, becoming smitten with his daughter's friend and frequently fantasizing about her. Why red roses? She's a young girl, why not white flowers to represent her purity, or yellow to represent her youth? Because Lester is only interested in one thing. From the outside, the colours are bright, representing the ideal life Lester and his family are trying to uphold. Red lulls us subliminally into becoming accustomed to the colour's appearance. Sadistically, this sets us up to expect red. But when red blood spatters on the white wall, we're not prepared. We, like Lester, have been blown away. Directors and cinematographers use red in a whole host of ways, both to influence feelings or to mislead the audience. For example, audiences have been conditioned to recognise a romantic interest through the use of red in wardrobe.
I love you.
But, by the same token, they know to be suspicious of those in red. Block found that colour is the most psychologically misunderstood visual component in digital media, meaning we will never truly know how subliminally influenced by the colour red we are.
Well, that's just fucking great!